On this episode of Adulting, the struggle is real. What is adulting? Adulting, a verb, to do grown-up things and hold responsibilities such as a 9-to-5 job, a mortgage, a car payment, or anything else that makes one think of grown-ups. What is adulting? What if you love 2 jobs? Can you jumpstart adulthood at any age? What if adulting gets off to a bumpy start? What if you love 2 jobs? Meet Will. He loves his family most, but also music and education.
So we're here, our very first episode, and our very first guest, Will Doran. He is here to talk to us a little bit about being an adult, and I consider you a professional adult.
Cheers, thank you.
And one of the things that I've learned as an adult is that you always offer your guests a drink.
Right, okay.
And Premier has been nice enough to send us some bubbles for
well, we
our
best not
first episode.
best not waste it then, had we?
Yes.
Shall we have a go with this? So.
And since I have no idea about any sort of anything with liquor,
It's
I
delicious.
just wanted to share some notes.
Okay.
So this is a Juve Camps.
There you go.
It's made only in selected years. It is from the Reserva de la Familia. And it's sparkling wine with a lush golden apple and a hint of orange and a nice creamy mousse. Wow.
That sounds amazing,
I mean,
mate.
it
Let's
really
have a go
does.
there.
And that's one of the things I struggle with as an adult is most of the times I have no idea what any of the tasting notes mean. So thanks to Jenna for
Cheers.
letting us know what it's supposed to taste like.
Happy days. Well, yeah, it's certainly one of my favourite things about being an adult is having a nice, delicious
nice.
drink, you know.
Always
so.
responsibly,
Oh, yeah,
right?
defo,
Adults
defo.
and drink responsibly, very important.
Definitely, yeah.
You have a big birthday coming up that you might be
I do,
celebrating.
yeah, I do. I'm 40 and I'm a bit shocked, to be fair, Miriam. I don't entirely understand how it's happened so quickly. I kind of, I was 18 in my head yesterday and then all of a sudden, bang, it's happened. So yeah, it's time for reflection, to be fair. And there's quite a lot of it because obviously, like, of recent years, there's been lots of changes. And if you're happy, I'll tell you a little bit about that kind of stuff.
Some changes you're experiencing.
Well, I mean, I've been a teacher for 17 years, so I've been in the classroom teaching kids, and one of the consistent things about that is that I've I've consistently said, follow your dreams, do what you want to do,
Yes.
find what you love.
We all should.
Exactly, find what you love and do it, and hopefully get paid for it as well,
If
So.
you're lucky.
And I was lecturing here in ICCI of an evening as well, and we did this course I introduced called a capstone project, and the idea was that you had to ask any question in the world that was important to you, and then what you had to do is validate it academically, but you also had to validate it in a sense culturally, esoterically, so it had to be based in Cayman, right?
Okay.
So a young man called Matthew Ebanks writes this question about music and about why we don't have a dynamic, vibrant music scene, from his point of view.
Right.
We spent 11 weeks looking into it, and the truth of the matter is, of course, I was the Dean of Students during the daytime and I was lecturing over night time, and this question kept popping up. So I took a bit of a risk, to be fair. I kind of followed those dreams. I've loved music all my life.
It's hard as an adult to take those risks.
It is, and
As
I
a
was
dad.
lucky enough to have a wife who was, who supported me, and obviously I've got 2 little children.
Yes.
And there's a lot of considerations. I have to make sure that they, that they go to school and that's paid for, and I have to make sure that obviously the mortgage, we bought a house, was made up. Mr. Hebert Arch
A lot of
sold us.
adult stuff in there.
Just so happy to buy it and to be happy to do so, but obviously you need to make sure that's there every week, and we had to buy a car because with my car, I'm rubbish with cars, and it just blew up on me, and I was convinced I could fix it myself and made it worse, so I had to consider all of those things, but at the same time I'd spent years telling young people, follow your dreams, do what it is that you want to do. So I did. I set up the Cayman Music Collective, which is a company that promotes young Caymanians and tries to give them an entry point into a music scene.
And it's awesome. You've got some great artists.
They
that
are. Do you
coming
know what?
through.
I'm dead proud of all of them. They're superb. Like,
and
they're doing a great
my daughter
job.
now actually feels like she can possibly
Because
be
she
a
sang,
singer.
because
she
I remember
sang at
that.
Hard Rock.
That Hard Rock, I do
Hard
remember
Rock,
that, yeah.
Yes.
Lily on the microphone, I think she's our youngest ever performer. Brilliant.
Well, I just thought it was great sending a photo. My daughter performed at Hard Rock.
Happy day, how cool are we, yeah. No, but it is, it's brilliant,
Yeah.
and obviously things like that are very cool, but there's a very serious side to it. It's like Cayman is coming into a stage where she is producing quality musicians, and it's at a time where if we do not embrace this, if we don't grab hold of it, then the culture of Cayman and the voice of that culture gets missed out,
Yeah.
And when people are turning around in schools to me and saying, you know, Mr. Doran, I Caymanian, but I don't know if I'm English or American, what am I? And I'm like, don't be ridiculous, you're Caymanian. Embrace your culture. And when they are not sure what their culture is, then from my point of view, then, you know, I'm not doing enough to make that right.
And they're lacking a sense of identity.
Yeah,
right?
because,
like,
you know, I mean, there are obviously, you know, you can hear my accent, there are a lot of people from outside come in and live here, and finding your own culture is desperately important because, well, for me, I believe it's important, and I believe that it's part of who and what you are, and you should be able to celebrate that. So we went and we spent ages, we took investments, and we spent a long time putting together a business plan, and it's going great, and it's brilliant.
Great.
But, and there is a but. Yeah, and the thing is, like, you know, you talk about adulting, the bottom line is, like, I am having the time of my life. Like, I'm following the passion that I love. I love teaching, but I also love music.
Yes.
And I'm, you know.
So you have two passions.
I do, yeah, two passions.
Don't worry, Karen,
yeah.
don't get jealous.
No, but it's the truth, like, yeah, multiple passions.
Yes, what do you
That's
do
really
with
a problem, yeah.
passions?
Problems of adulthood.
It's a true story.
Too many passions, yeah.
Yes.
But no, in real life, like, I'm at a stage where I'm trying really hard to make a life-changing decision, you know. I'm in a situation where Cayman Music Collective is flourishing, it's doing great, but it's paying me.
Yeah.
And I don't, like, for the company to grow, the truth is I need to kind of step out of certainly out of the pay,
yes.
you know, and have a young Caymanian come in and do
and
that.
Take it
so
on and
that,
have it be a collective
absolutely,
that is,
yeah, like, and a genuine, real
yeah.
thing, you know.
No, that's awesome. They're doing it all over the world.
And
yeah.
it's tough to do because when you create something as part of it, you don't really want to let go of it because you love it so much. But at the same time,
little plants
exactly,
that
yeah, you know,
grow.
absolutely. And I, you know, on a selfish level, I love it too much to let go. But in an adult sense, it's time for me to step aside and bring somebody younger than myself, because they will then gain experience, and it will, you know, organically, it'll be authentic and it'll grow. And so I'm sort of stuck because, you know, there is a possibility, I guess, and there's an option of going back into government and working in schools. And I love teaching, like, and
right.
you know, and it will provide for me regular income, which will pay all the bills. And then, of course, I'm an expat living in Cayman, so then there's the whole immigration question.
Right.
You know, I want to stay here forever. I don't want to leave, so I have to apply for permanent residency, which I'm about to do.
And you have to choose.
And I have to choose, yeah, exactly.
Your passion,
what is it I'm going to do?
Yeah.
Because I'm currently working, like, through CMC, I'm working on Z99. So every afternoon I've got a radio show.
Yes.
And they're looking at developing further to maybe doing outside broadcasts. And then what I really want to do with them is get a program where we bring young Caymanians into the studio, film them playing live, and put that out. Because that is culturally enriching, you know. Definitely. And that would take CMC to kind of the next level, as it were. And that's what to be honest with you, I'm in a real spot, because I would love both of those things. I would love them. But the truth of the matter is that if it comes down to making a decision, I have to consider my wife, my 2 children, the house, the car, the fact that I'm an expat, my insurance, all of these things that.
And ladies and gentlemen, that's adulting
there. That's adulting.
That is adulting.
If anyone's got any advice, please let me know. Let me know what to do.
This is a real life decision. An adult.
Someone tell me what to do.
What does he do?
Yeah.
But I want to say
should
thank
we toss
you
a
so
coin?
much. Yeah, maybe toss a coin. That's what adults do. I want to say
Happy
thank
days.
you so much
You're
for
welcome.
coming on, and I really want to hear what happens. What are you going to be doing on your 40th birthday? Will you be with Cayman Music Collective or with a school?
Well, do you know what? In all fairness, I hope I don't have to make a decision that quickly. I'm hoping to spread it out over a couple of months.
Oh, that's a good.
Because my 40th birthday, yeah, you know, like
slow it down.
Well, yeah, make a bit of time. But in all fairness, my 40th birthday is going to be wicked.
Yes.
And it's a surprise party. I'm not supposed to know about it, but I do know about it because my kids told me, which is also another brilliant thing about being an adult. Finding out secrets, wicked stuff. But yeah, we're going to have a pirate party at my house. So
awesome.
You must come. Bring round and get our favourite sponsors to come as well.
I will be there.
Happy days, man.
Sounds like a good time.
Listen,
all
thank
right,
you.
Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.
And hopefully we'll have you on again.
Well, you can always try the minion decision method. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo has settled most arguments in the past. I'll be at recess if you need me.
6, I had one thing on my mind. When I was 6, my days were spent playing basketball every chance I could. When I was 6, my dream was to make it to the NBA. When I was 6, my mom had a stroke.
I'm Paul George, and I want you to learn the signs of a stroke fast. F-A-S-T.
F, face drooping. A, arm weakness. S, speech difficulty. T, time to call 911. Because the sooner they get to the hospital, the sooner they'll get treatment. And that can make a remarkable difference in their recovery.
Protect the ones you love.
Spot a stroke. F-A-S-T. Fast.
Can you jumpstart your life at any time? Meet Stacy. She discovered her athletic prowess and entrepreneurship skills just recently.
We're here with our second guest on adulting. The struggle is real. And I picked this particular guest, the lovely Stacy Foster, because I've been watching her, not in a creepy way, but just on Facebook, and seeing some major life changes that she's accomplished. And I think it's always great to celebrate adults that are making life changes, you know, at any time of life, because it's not easy, right? So Stacey, tell us a little bit about some of the changes that you've made in the last year, or some big things you've accomplished that you probably wouldn't believe if someone told you now.
That's, thanks for asking. Life has changed a lot. I think I'm just more willing now more than ever to try different things, things that I was afraid of, things that frightened me, or if I thought that it might take too much work. You know, being an athlete is one of them. So like in the last few years, not just the last year, I've been involved in CrossFit and lots of athletic activity and running a half marathon. And
I bow down.
Well, running might be pushing it. It was like a fast walk.
Listen, I can't even go around the block, so.
But pushing those things that I
Yeah.
never would have did it as a kid, because it just took too much work, or it was too hot, or there were too many bugs, or all of those things, that excuses that you make because it's too hard. And I'm willing to do those things now because, you know, if all we have is time, I'd rather be spending it, you know, with a purpose.
Is there something that jump-started you, like that made you get to that place of, you know what, let's turn off all the other noise and I'm ready to make some changes?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I've always had a good life. I'm, you know, solid job, really good friends, but I don't know that I was truly happy. I didn't quite understand what that meant. I was like, there's got to be something more. There's got to be something more. You know, what is this that we're doing? And I think for me, I made a lot of life changes when it came to the way that I spent my time, and because I wasn't happy. No matter what I was doing, I wasn't getting there. And so I just started exploring all of these different options. And I had friends who did different things, you know, with the CrossFit or with, I even took a night class because I'm really interested in social work. So I took a counseling class, you know,
There
things
you
that
go.
intrigued
You
me
have to
that I
talk
was
after.
afraid of in the past, because I was like, oh, I'm not going to make enough money, or oh, I'm too sensitive, you know, I'm going to want to adopt every abused child, or whatever that
True
was.
story.
Yeah. Whatever that was for me, I started to say, well, maybe I can do that. You know, maybe I can do these things. I don't always have to stay in the job that I'm in. But I'm happy, you know, I've been treated really well, and I recognize now that the corporate life that I have is okay, and I spend my personal time doing volunteer work and getting involved in things and things that, so that's my balance, that's my adulting. But I had to kind of find that space where I was happy in my day job to be able to do those things and say, oh, you know, it's okay for me to be a little tired. If I want to do these things, then I have to work at it. I can't complain about being tired if I want to have this special life, you know?
Right.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
that's kind of like the gist of it, wanting to just try things that I was always afraid of. So simply, like when you asked me to get on TV,
Was it yesterday?
literally yesterday, you know, that was a big deal. And for me, who's always kind of been a little, you know, insecure or just worried what people think, and it is what it is. You have to be willing to try, and if I fail, I fail. And you know, if this take isn't good enough, then we'll do it again.
No big deal.
You know, and the things about like CrossFit, and then I've invested in a hair salon called Vintage, and you know, I'm just working with people that think the same way. And I think that's the big transition. When you start working with people who work as hard as you do, who care as much as you do, you see the benefits of that, and you see how that can all come together. And like, you know, what they say is, you know, stick with the positive people, and that really means, if you're only hanging out with people who are negative, who say, oh, you can't do that, that's too hard. Like, why are you doing that? Of course you're not going to be successful, because you need that feedback and you need that support. Like I always say, like, community is everything. You know, and I have to thank a lot of the people along the way in different capacities. People I do volunteer work at my CrossFit gym, and coaches, and some I've paid for and some are just friends. Like, I needed that feedback, you know, whether that's, you know, mental health or physical health. You just need that full package. It's not just one thing. But yeah, life is really good.
Well, that's really awesome. And I think you brought up an amazing point is, as an adult, surround yourself by those people that are going to inspire you, that are going to help motivate you to take those risks and still feel like you have some sort of safety net, right?
Yeah, exactly.
That it's okay to fall on your face, and yes, everyone will laugh, but then it's okay. We'll get up and wipe
Life
off,
goes on.
and you're okay.
Yeah, life goes
right?
on.
Life goes on. I know, and that's one of the biggest struggles that we have, is that we always feel like this is going to end our life, or this is going to be, if I do this, is my life over? What will it mean? You know, I always wish I could have like 12 steps ahead. Like if I go this route, this is what it looks like, and if I go this route, this is what it looks like. But we don't get that, right?
No.
And so it is about risks. And, you know, interestingly enough, there's two skills that they've identified as some of the most successful, happy people have. One is the ability to empathize, so like connecting with others, which you're speaking about.
Listening.
And the other one is to take risk, you know, calculated risk, not like be completely reckless, but definitely to take some of those risks, because there are so many people right now that are not living, you know?
For sure.
They're just sort of clocking in and out. They go from routine, you know, it's just, I mean, every day could be Tuesday, Sunday, doesn't matter, it's all the same, right? And so that's awesome that you were kind of able to break away from that and see, what do I want to do, and I want to be happy, and you took an active role.
Thank you. I know. High five.
Good on you for adulting.
Thank you
You've
for
done
having
it.
me.
Yeah, I mean,
Well,
I think you're inspiring.
a work in progress for sure.
Yes, I think we all are, definitely.
Definitely works in
But I
progress.
mean, you're already ahead of the game with own business now and marathon, and so congratulations, and continue.
Cheers. Thank you.
Happy adulting.
Happy adulting.
Keep up the great work, Stacy, making us all look bad. Adulting all over the place.
Attention all people of Prospect. Logic Fiber has been unleashed in your area.
Now you can get the fastest and most reliable connection with our new Triple Play bundle. Get Logic Fiber Internet, phone, and TV for only $99 per month with 1 month free. Plus, all packages now offered with no contract, free installation, free video on demand, and free Wi-Fi. Visit logic.ky or call 745-5555 to learn more. Logic, your life connected. Available in Salsa, Georgetown, 7 Mile Beach, West Bay, and now in Prospect.
Body language can tell you all sorts of things. Like someone is having a stroke. Know the sudden signs. Learn fast. Face drooping, arm weakness, speech difficulty. Time to call 911 and get them to a hospital immediately. Learn the body language and spot a stroke fast.
What if adulting gets off to a bumpy start? Meet Claire. She was on her way to college when her plans took an African turn and did one last loop back to Cayman to become an athletic instructor.
Welcome to Adulting, and we are here with Claire Ruby. Claire, would you like to share a glass with me? It's rude to
Definitely.
not share.
Definitely.
And Premier, definitely share. So there you have it. So apparently it had been a little bit shaken.
Just a little.
Yeah, so I just learned how to open bottles about 2 years ago. So let's just share a glass together. I was going to comment on the fact that you were sweaty and smelly, but I am now covered in, booze. So
We're equally smelly.
And, if there's something about adulting that we could improve on is that we judge people too much.
A little bit.
Right? So Claire, aren't you supposed to be in college right now? Why are you here?
You would think so. My start of adulthood has been a little bumpy,
Yeah.
so to say.
Yeah. You're
So
18, right?
I'm 19.
Oh, you just turned 19.
I'll be 20
Are you serious? You're that old?
Yep.
Oh, gosh.
I'll be 20 in a few months. So when I graduated from high school, like any other 18-year-old, I expected to go to university. So I got into university in the States, was going to go there. It's already all set. I moved up about a month prior. I found out, because I'm not a U.S. resident, like all the scholarships and financial aid, I just couldn't go because it was too expensive. So it was so last minute.
Because if you don't know, if you live in if you're from the U.S. and you haven't lived within, how long is it, like a year? You have to live a full year?
A whole year.
You're still considered out of state.
Yep. So and they didn't tell me that till like last minute. So last minute, it's kind of like, oops, can't go to university. So I just had a brainstorm, and luckily, it was kind of crazy. I got a job in Africa, and
as most people do.
As most people, it happens. Just go to Africa.
Why not?
So I got the job, and then a week later, I was landing in Botswana, and I was there. I was a nanny for a few children
with
autism, and I lived with them for 7 months, and they were everything. And then I couldn't get a work permit there because life's not perfect, and ended up moving back here, and now I am coaching at CrossFit 7 Mile, and as you can see, just fresh from the gym. And I'm also teaching PE at the school I graduated from, CCC. So yeah, bit crazy, a bit weird start of adulthood, but
so if someone would have said to you, you know what, you're not going to go to college after high school, you're going to go to Africa and then become a CCC PE teacher and help autistic kids and
I asked them how much of this they were drinking. I was like, you're crazy.
Yeah, definitely. And I'm sure, I'm close to your mom, so she shared with me some of the struggles of you becoming an adult. And I think one of the most admirable things, and I think one of the greatest skills that we have to learn as adults, is our ability to bounce back with a smile. And Claire has bounced back every time.
Thank you. I hope I keep it up.
Yeah. Hopefully you won't get bitter so quickly since it's been such a rough start with it.
Very rough start, but
you had a hippo that lived in your backyard.
That's true. That's very true.
That's always a positive. Anytime you can have a hippo living in your backyard.
A little scary, but
it is, definitely. And lions and
tigers and bears, oh my.
Just everything. And so what are your plans now? So you're a CCC PE teacher. That's it? You're done? Or what's the plan?
Well, I'm going to continue teaching and coaching until January. Okay. And then hopefully, if all things go my way this time, if they all go my way this time, I'll be attending a university in South Africa because I loved Africa so much. I just want to go back.
Isn't that interesting? Like,
it's crazy.
From Virginia to South Africa.
If someone told me when I was 12, before I even moved here, they're like, oh, you're going to go graduate in the Caribbean, then you're going to move to Africa. I'm like, no, I'm going to stay here. Like, it's crazy.
But is it awesome? Do you like it? What do you think?
I don't regret a second of it. I love my life so much. I love all the crazy turns it takes, and it just keeps me on my feet. It keeps me going, and I wouldn't have it any other way, to be honest.
Do you have any advice for, I'm going to call you an entry-level adult?
Definitely entry-level.
Yeah, you're definitely entry-level. What is your advice for those people just starting off?
Just kind of keep your head up, because you never know what's going to happen and what curveball you might get. And just kind of how I did bounce back with the smile, just kind of take life as it comes and just accept it. Just go with the flow. Like, things happen, things don't work out. Just give yourself 10 seconds, let yourself 10 seconds, and then deal with it and just
Claire,
work.
You don't go with the flow.
I don't.
That's not what you do.
But I kind of just make it work.
Yeah, but I think it's important that we realize that things are not just going to fall on our laps, right?
No, nothing fell in my lap.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Like, you found out huge shift that you were going to have to make, and you didn't just cry and woe is me, my life is awful.
I did cry a little.
Well, I always say you're allowed a day.
Yes, I gave myself like a day or two of being just like, what am I gonna do? And then I was like, okay, I gotta make a plan. I literally had a notebook that was just filled of just ideas. I had 7 million ideas. I gave myself a deadline, and then I just got lucky.
Did you start like a GoFundMe account?
I said, yeah, because I wanted to go to Africa, and then I ended up, because I wanted to go, I ended up getting that job, and so it's kind of worked in my favor. Yeah.
I think it's some real important advice is, the ability to bounce back.
Definitely.
And nothing's going to be perfect.
Nothing.
but still being able to plan out alternatives and
And just don't let it get you down, because there's going to be lots of bumps when you first start adulthood. Just don't let it affect you as hard as it should, and just keep going.
Yeah, because I think the biggest thing is what our expectations are and what the reality is, right?
Yeah.
And so once we realize that they're not going to align, life is
Not
a lot
even
easier.
close. I kind of just missed. Full on miss.
But it could still be fun and exciting.
I wouldn't have it any other way.
Cheers to you, Miss Claire
Thank
Ruby.
you.
Keep up the great work.
Well, Claire, they say adulthood is like looking both ways before you cross the street and then getting hit by an airplane. Here's to a smoother ride from here on out. Good luck, Claire. So what are today's takeaways? Well, adult decisions affect lots of people. It's never too late to be what you want to be. Everyone falls. The beauty is in the comeback. And as always, adult and drink responsibly. Thanks for joining me. And a special thanks to Will Doran, Stacey Foster, and Claire Ruby for sharing their stories, as well as Premier Distributors and the great team at Cayman Life Channel. Stay tuned for the next struggle. And to stay in touch with everything Cayman Life has to offer, remember to like us on Facebook at Cayman Life Channel.